Every single time you send an email or stream a movie or even just check your bank balance online, there's this invisible system working in the background to keep you safe. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain. We are diving into the absolutely fascinating and super crucial world of network security. So let's start with a question. In a world that is completely built on data, what is that thing standing between your personal information and, well, anyone who might want to misuse it? That invisible shield? That's exactly what we're going to explore right now. All right, first things first, what even is network security? I know, it sounds super complex, right? Like something only the tech wizards in a dark room have to deal with. But honestly, the core idea is surprisingly straightforward. When you boil it all down, it's really about protecting two key things. First, you've got the networks themselves. Think of these as the digital highways, the internet, your home Wi-Fi. And then you have the data. That's the actual information, your information, traveling on those highways. Network security is simply the practice of protecting both of those things. So, how do you measure if the protection is any good? I mean, what does secure actually look like? Well, it turns out that network security has three very specific goals. If you can achieve these three things, you've built a really strong digital shield. Let's take a look. That's right. It all comes down to just three fundamental pillars. They're often called the CIA triad. And believe me, they form the entire foundation for why we even have network security in the first place. And here they are. So confidentiality is kind of like a sealed letter. The idea is that only the person it's meant for should be able to read it. Simple. Then you have integrity. That means the letter hasn't been opened up and changed along the way. Nobody's added a fake PS to your message. And finally, availability. That's just making sure you can actually get to your mailbox and grab that letter whenever you need to. So to put it simply, keep it secret, keep it unchanged, and make sure you can always get to it. Okay, so we know the what and we know the why. But how do security pros actually make all this happen? Well, that's where the tools of the trade come in. Let's open up the digital toolkit they use to build all of our defenses. Probably the easiest way to get a handle on these tools is to use an analogy. So just imagine for a second that your computer network is a giant medieval fortress, and all of your data, that's the treasure locked deep inside. You wouldn't just have one type of defense, right? Of course not. No way, you'd have layers of defense. So your firewalls, those are the high stone walls and the main gate. They're the ones deciding what traffic gets in and what gets kicked out, kind of like blocking a suspicious visitor before they even get to the door. Then encryption. That's like writing all your messages in a secret code. Even if a spy manages to snatch one, it's just going to be unreadable gibberish. Antivirus software, that's like the guards constantly patrolling inside the walls, actively hunting for any threats that might have snuck past. And access controls, well, those are the special keys that only let certain people into the most important rooms, to protect the treasure itself. Now, it is so easy to think of all this as some abstract topic for big companies or IT experts, but I promise you, it directly impacts every single one of us, every single day. So let's talk about why this all really matters to you. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. From your private messages with friends to your online shopping details, network security is that system working behind the scenes to keep your digital life, well, your own. It's the very foundation of the trust that we all place in the digital world every time we log on. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. With things like artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things connecting literally everything, from our cars to our coffee makers, that fortress we need to protect is getting a whole lot bigger and more complicated. So what do you think the next great challenge in keeping us safe is going to be?